All right, good morning. Well, this is my moss garden this morning, one section of it. We like to decorate it and redecorate it. Right now we have this brick from Mitsubishi Company. Camera girl and I picked that up out of the ocean. Here's Dirty Dan. Good morning, Dirty Dan. No, don't get up for me. You just relax. This back here looks like a tiny little pagoda, but it's actually a gigantic megalith for some of the little critters that live in here. These are some miniature Kokeshi dolls, and they really do live in a glass house. Morning, guys. Well, good morning, everyone. Morning here in Fukuyama. I hope Bigfoot studies are going well everywhere in the world. Here in Hiroshima, we seem to be making new discoveries weekly, sometimes daily. This is sort of an ignored part of the world in Bigfoot studies, and we ourselves are late in coming to it, so we share some of the blame. But my goodness, we are making up for lost time. We are making progress. My wife and I decided the dates of our November trip, and I don't want to say them here. I don't want certain people listening in, but if you take part in our online talks, I'll tell you there. We're looking now at 2 days and possibly 3. I might stay an extra night all by myself and then come home alone. Hopefully come home. We'll see. Now, we are not the National Geographic. We're not the Mutual of Omaha. We're just one fat old varmint hunter and his supportive wife and 2 small little girls. The youngest of us is 5. She's a plucky little thing. She's a great sport, but she has short legs and limited endurance. Well, I do too, on both counts. I would buy a cottage up here if I could and live up there 2 or 3 months out of the year. Maybe I will do that one day, but right now, financially and for family needs, we're lucky to manage 2 weekends a year. That might change if I can find this cadaver, though. Now, spring is when I focus on finding this thing. Autumn, I focus on the living Hibagon. Hibagon, the Japanese Bigfoot. That is, of course, because of what we infer from what we can see of Hibagon seasonality. We have limited time, limited money, limited manpower, limited girl power, limited understanding, lots of limits. Also, our top priority is safety. I have 2 missing persons on Mount Hiba. 2 mysteriously missing persons. Mount Hiba, population 0, human population. Tokyo, you recall, population 14 million, has 1 missing person on the National Police Agency list. Mount Hiba has 2. They just vanished. And there may be more, but I have the names and faces of 2. I'll make a video about them. So safety is a very real concern, and not only from the Hibagon. We have bear, wild boar. Both these things are delicious, but also deadly. And the whole area is crawling with pit vipers. Pit vipers. And don't even get me started on the double-jawed land leeches. Now, considering all of this, where do we go and what do we do? Well, number 1, I don't plan on antagonizing these creatures or the local people. This is their home. This is where they live. We are entering uninvited, and we come in peace. We want to be courteous guests. Now, the area with the most concentrated sightings is here. I call this the Yuki Loop, 7 kilometers around. We have studied the perimeter, looking for this location. Haven't found it. I want to look in the interior, but that falls under springtime activity, I think, and there are no trails once you get into the bush. It's hard going. We have north of the Yuki Loop, some sightings there. Another interesting area. I like the look of this trail that goes pretty far in. There's Mount Hiba itself, obviously, the megaliths, the summit, the imperial mausoleum of Izanami. The west slope with these strange radial lines. I think we can get there. And I think we can even get in there. Now listen, everything looks easy on Google Maps. It looks like you could just pick up one of these mountains and put it in your pocket, but you get up there, and these mountains are surprisingly big. Everything is bigger and badder and wants to kill you, so I don't know, but I would like to try to get in there, get to the convergence point of these lines. Maybe it's a portal. Maybe that's the portal to hell. Other stuff here on the west side, this old ski hill, which I think is abandoned. That might need some trespassing and testing of doors and windows. This big black thing, I don't even know what to call it, on the hill up here. What is that? This national forest up here had a lot of sightings and footprints. Inside the forest, this lodge was the focus of a lot of activity. You know, you need air, water, and food in that order. Everyone needs to drink water. If you're 9 feet tall and have large muscles and your job is walking up and down mountains all day, you're going to need a lot of water, a lot of minerals. So water, water, water. Shobata City, should we try to arrange a meeting with the ape clerk? Get to shake his hand and thank him for all his hard work. Give him a book. Does he have any secrets he could tell us? Maybe some tips. Maybe Camera Girl could charm something out of him. The Vintage TV Museum is here. Do they have more images from that 1977 NHK special? Hey, that discovery alone has moved Hibagon studies ahead more than anything in the last 40 years. It proves that we are dealing with curious youngsters, mainly. Of course, mothers have to follow their youngsters and watch over them. And the large males with the typical Sasquatch profile could be anywhere at any time, doing anything. Just watching and waiting to do anything. I think this 6'5" cadaver was a mature female. So how big exactly is the mature male? Well, we have one by the name of Kurote on record, estimated at 9 feet. So yeah, he can do pretty much anything he wants at any time. Mount Ashitakeyama, believed by some to be a constructed pyramid, intimately connected to Mount Hiba by alignment, intentional alignment, and mother and son tombs. Tomb of Izanami on Mount Hiba, property of the imperial family. And it is whispered around here that we have the tomb of her son Jimmu, first emperor of Japan, on Ashitakeyama. Or maybe the whole mountain is the tomb, if it's a pyramid. Hibagon connection here is, of course, Oniyoyama, Demon Scream Mountain. Apparently the center of the religion on this site. I am finding Oni connections all over this area, and very much on Mount Hiba itself. So wherever I see Oni this or Oni that, I smell Hibagon. Okay, so the Yuki Loop, north of the Yuki Loop, Mount Hiba, the forest, Shobara City, Ashitakeyama, the Pyramid Mountain, and Demon Scream Mountain. This is beginning to look like a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Now, if we have 2 days, realistically, that means probably only 2 items. If I do stay over a 3rd day, I think I'll stay outside all night. Now, here's the problem. The next day, it would take me all day to get home by train. And first, I got to get to the train. These mountain trains, which are really cute, by the way, are hours apart. And one connection I'd have to make is a 6-hour wait. So, not sure that's worth it. And I'd be operating then on no sleep, no shower. Who knows what happens in the night? Maybe I peed my pants. So we'll see. Now, our friend Matt has some really interesting experiments in mind. Like, hey Kyle, you should tether your kids to stakes like bait goats and see if that lures anything in. Or hey Kyle, you should stick your head into some of those suspiciously artificial-looking caves on Mount Hiba. Maybe spray some pepper spray down there. So we'll see. Now, I'll make another video about equipment and another about safety, so you can see what we're doing about those and what we want to do in the future. I'll tell you where you can donate if you want to. And we have to set up some online discussion groups where you can ask me questions, tell me your ideas and suggestions, and I can tell you a few more things. So we'll maybe start those next week. There's a lot more to talk about, but I got no time. I have a birthday party to get ready for. And it's Friday. Friday is campfire day. We like to have campfires where all the neighbor kids can come and unwind at the end of the week. They all call me Dada. We toast wieners and marshmallows, and sometimes we cook our whole family dinner out there. We give the wife the night off from cooking. Yeah, nobody loves it more than I do, and today is a super duper birthday campfire, so lots of work to do there. Okay, tell me what you think in the comments, and ultimately, who's kidding? My wife is probably going to decide, but anyway, tell her what you think.